Patrick Edmonds Jr., a police officer, will not be charged in the shooting of a woman who hurled racial slurs and threatened to attack him with a pair of scissors. He will be charged. He will not be charged. In this case, here to give us more insight on this story is Dr. Yue Thompson. Dr. Thompson, the tables in this story are turned a little bit because the officer is African American and the woman who was shot and killed, who was threatening him, is a Caucasian lady. Give us the backstory on what happened here.
Certainly, Nietzsche. This story is a break from what have been considered normal routine, seemingly, in American law enforcement concerning law enforcement involved in shooting of individuals. However, in this case, it is a black officer, as you have said, who received a 911 call and was responding to that call at the hotel where a woman was reportedly exhibiting erratic behavior with a pair of scissors, threatening and people, as well as hurling all kinds of demeaning and derogatory language. He shows up and he commences to try and talk her down from this situation, to try as best he could to de-escalate the situation. However, she began to exhibit even more erratic behavior and then charged at Officer Edmonds with the pair of scissors, which I would note, Nietzsche, at that point, it became a matter of life and death. He had no other choice but to use deadly force in subduing her. And so the district attorney and all of those involved have exonerated him and have ruled that he followed procedure and protocol. I think Mrs. Rupert's cousin was concerned that excessive force was used and that he could have used something of a taser to subdue her. But his response, and I agree with him, she was on drugs and he had tried to help her. He had tried to get her some help. And oftentimes when individuals are on drugs, these drugs can make one very psychotic. And I have seen and read where people have even moved forward against a taser several times on certain types of narcotics. So I think he did the right thing by defending and protecting himself.
It's interesting in this case because we're in the midst of what we often talk about is an epidemic of hearing cases where an unarmed black person was shot and killed. It seems like something different every single month. So this story is interesting because the tables are flipped here. And on top of that, you have a situation where there's a possibility that this woman was under the influence in some capacity, and it ultimately resulted in her death. So just speak to that, what you feel like the pulse is of the community, and this being a situation where the roles are flipped. Give that to me in about 30 seconds or less, Dr. Thompson.
Well, the roles are flipped, not just that he's a black man and she's a white woman, but the roles are flipped in that she had a weapon, and most of these innocent black lives that have been taken did not have a weapon. And I think that is the stark contrast between this case and the others.
Thank you, Dr. Yue Thompson. Always is awesome reporting on this. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Nietzsche.